A big challenge within the centre was to bring people who identify themselves as roboticists and people who identify themselves as computer vision people, because we were trying to create robotic vision people, and they didn't exist in the world. So we had to get people to kind of leave the community that they thought they belonged to, and to consider themselves part of this new community of robotic vision people. So one of the ways to get people to concentrate on this core new problem of robotic vision is to use competition. And so we entered a competition that was run by Amazon, and we entered in 2016, and with relatively little notice. And we pulled together a great team of research fellows and PhD students and undergraduate students. We pulled together a robot system that could reach into a shelf, pick out a specified object, recognize it visually, grab it, and put it into a box. So this is analogous to the task in an Amazon fulfillment center, where a human being has to reach into a shelf, take the object that the customer ordered, take it out of the shelf, and put it into the cardboard box that's going to be shipped to the customer. So Amazon wanted to automate this part of their largely robotic dispatch process. We entered, relatively short notice, we came 6th, which was pretty impressive. And so the next year, we knew the competition was going to run, and we thought, well, let's try again, with much more lead time, much more preparation, and see if we can ace this thing. So Yuxi led the team again, and we did a lot of work, a very sophisticated vision system, a custom robot that we designed and built ourselves, had the ability to recognize a large number of objects. We could train it very quickly and effectively to recognize new objects. And in this competition against a fantastically strong field, we came first, which was really wonderful. A couple of interesting consequences from that. One is that one of the PhD students who'd worked on our competition robots, a guy called Adam Tao, he was recruited by a Chinese company who were in the logistic robotics space. They were starting out. I think they stalked the competition halls, picking up talent. So Adam went to work for Dorobot in Shenzhen, in China. But a little time after he'd been there, maybe a year or two, he wanted to come back to Brisbane. And the company, Dorobot, liked Adam and decided that they would set up a research facility here in Brisbane, built around Adam. And so they're here. I'm now the chief scientist for Dorobot, and Dorobot in Brisbane have hired a number of our ex-students. So there's quite a group of ex-QT people there working for a large international logistics robotics company. So that's a nice outcome, I think. The other one is Yuxi Leitner, who led the team for the 2 years that we played in the competition. He has now left to start his own robotics company called Lyra Robotics, and they're in the business of picking up fruit, for instance, mangoes or avocados, which come in a packing shed, coming off a conveyor belt. They need to be put into boxes, nestled into boxes, so they can be sent off to greengrocers and supermarkets, which is an interesting problem. Again, involves visual recognition, coordinated robot motion to be able to pick the objects up nicely, because they're fruit, and put them into a box. And so that's another really interesting outcome from this competition.